Hey Collective, how are you guys? Evie and I are doing good today. Thank y'all for being here, for spending time with us. We love you and we appreciate you so much, Collective. So let's tap in. Let's see what's in the energy for the Collective today. Spirit. What do we need to know about? So I'll just start with this deck. Oh. A witchcraft return. Wow. Someone that you had to leave out in the cold and walk away from. Someone that could have abandoned you. They're doing witchcraft. Someone is hexing. There's a spell and negativity. Well, whatever this is that they're doing, it's returning to them. So we got a return to sender going on. This was someone that walked out and left you. Completely done with this person. Wow. Moving on, ending the cycles. Oh, they're getting karma for this. Wow, Spirit. Ending the cycles, coming full circle. You learned the lesson here. You walked away. You don't want this person back in your energy. This was a soulmate in your life. Okay. Yeah, they're going to have to face the consequences for this witchcraft. Debt could be involved. You've ascended past this energy, and this energy is returning back to them. Clarify witchcraft. You're transcending and preparing for a new phase in your life. They're observing you to see how this witchcraft is affecting you. With the spell work, you're being watched. Stalking on social media, keeping an eye on you, and they're obsessed with you, observing you, obsessed with doing the spell work and then seeing how it happens. Yeah. Clarifying return, we've got ghost. You have no contact. Leaving this person behind. Cold and distant. Clarify abandoned. This person was cold-hearted. We have only you, and it came out in reverse. So they were not devoted. They were not attached to you in a healthy way. They could definitely be craving you. But if this person's wanting to try to return for a second chance, to make amends, after ghosting you, nope, it's not going to work. They could be clinging, and you're completely done. You've moved on. You ended this cycle. You learned the lesson. They're obsessing. They're holding on for dear life, and they're spying on you. Under karma, we've got twin flames, so this could be a soulmate or a twin for some of you. So this ex here is receiving karma for what they've done. Clarify soulmates, whoever you were in this connection with. There could have been a deep love at one point, and it was very painful when this person walked away. Doing witchcraft to affect you, spewing their negativity onto you. They're obsessed. Clarify soulmates. Could be trying to affect any new love coming towards you. We got risky, and it came out in reverse. So, unprotected sex, a sexual disease, partner to partner, and unsafe decisions. But it came out in reverse. So if you do have new energy coming in after getting rid of this past karmic here, it's safe to be in a new union with someone here. There's no disease. This twin, though, could have been out doing something. Attaching themselves to toxic energies, being promiscuous. Clarify ascending. Ready for a new phase. Learning new things so that you can ascend. Healing so that you can have new energy come towards you, and soulmates can be romantic or platonic. We've got secrets. So ascending from keeping things bottled up inside and not opening up, letting out the pain, talking about it, finding out a possible love affair occurred, seeing through the illusions. On the bottom of the deck, we've got running. So, like, abandoned, ghosted, no contact, completely done, ending the cycle. And now ghosting again. Could have happened more than once. The person could have been in and out in your life. Pulled a disappearing act. Full of pride and ego. This person was stubborn as shit. Running away from healing the shadow side of the being in very karmic, toxic energy. This person could have just left you blind. Beautiful angel wings here. Searching for the answers, being blind to the truth, wanting to know what's going on with these secrets here. Trying to figure out what was going on with all of these illusions, and the more that you've raised your frequency, the more you're figuring it out. They're definitely watching you online. They're stalking the fuck out of you on social media, okay? Okay. Let's see what's going on with this witchcraft here. What's returning to them? What have they been doing to the collective? Undetected spell work. Trying to send an incubus or a succubus here. This person could have had a sex addiction, had an entity attached, now being risky with their sex, and you're like, you ain't coming back towards me. Who knows what the fuck you've been with. They didn't want you to know who was doing this spell work. Try to keep things hidden and unexposed so that you would look past them. Okay. Draining you through sex, sexually feeding off of you or them, seducing you in your sleep, and being possessed by a sex demon. Okay. And this person could have been taken out of your energy to protect you in case this person did contract something to where that way you would be safe. And that could have been why this ghosting occurred. Because Spirit knew that could be coming in for someone here. Doing magic on your jewelry. Bracelets, rings, and necklaces. Forgetting to wear protection. Making your jewelry itchy. And snapping and breaking easily with your jewelry. It's trying to do things to affect the energy. Just cleanse them. They'll be alright. We've got past grudges. So this person holds a serious grudge. They're always bringing up old shit, unable to forgive the past. Past memories are haunting you and making it bigger than what it is. Making mountains out of molehills. Throwing the god-awfulest fit over the dumbest shit. Okay. Fertility spell. Okay, Spirit wanted that in reverse. So these fertility spells that they're doing, trying to cycle from the or to harvest from the sacral chakra, could be a pregnancy. Wants you to abort complications or high-risk pregnancies. Negative thoughts of pregnancy. Wants you to have a miscarriage, but it came out in reverse. And affecting your psyche. They're fucking with your psyche, throwing off your psyche. Doesn't want you to be legit, and your psyche seeing the wrong things. So trying to create illusions, gaslighting to where you know, to where it'll make you doubt your intuition. Magic symbols with the kitchen witch here. Okay, using sigils and runes used to influence you negatively, using it against you, writing symbols on your name or your business to try and affect you with your finances. Special magical ingredients, a sense of home and comfort, putting intentions and energy into food, drinks, and desserts, and works with hearth spirits. And we've definitely got surveillance juju. They could have committed fraud in your name even, or stolen from you. Broken or stolen camera, wanting to catch you on camera, secretly recording you and catching paranormal activity on camera. Could be a victim of fraud, putting your info into stuff, getting you involved in fraudulent activities and scamming you or getting scammed for money or stealing from you in some kind of way. They wanted you to be blind to it. They didn't want you to know what was going on. But we've got foresight. So in the future, something's getting ready to happen here. They're getting ready to face this fork in the road. This way or that way. A few days to weeks, a few months. In the near future, something's going to unfold where you can move forward. And they're observing you to see how things are unfolding, spying, definitely watching, surveillancing you. Could be driving by your house, definitely online. Clarify this undetected spell work. We have opposites attract, struggling with differences, passing passion, and can't stay away from them. Could be, this person could be very different from you. This incubus succubus here, you're breaking the cycle. You said goodbye, you moved on to better things, you left it behind. You didn't want anything to do with this person and their sexual perversion here. Magic on your jewelry. Clarify magic on your jewelry. Moving in together, getting a new home and going away. So someone could have done something to your jewelry before they moved out. Could have done something even with like a keychain. Could have put something in your house that was cursed to where it would affect you and your stability in your home. Clarify past grudges. Being unable to forgive. They're constantly blowing shit out of proportion and making it a lot bigger than it has to be. They're mad because you've got firm boundaries with them. They don't like this. Blocking someone, you're holding your space and you cut off the contact with them. Under fertility spells, we've got hot sex. So they're definitely using this lust demon here to siphon. It's all about the attraction. It's just physical. This person was a sex addict. Clarify the psyche. They didn't want you to see through their illusion. Their appearances. So they're fucking with your psyche, projecting an image. It's a narcissistic personality, and they like being in the spotlight. And if you were getting any more attention than they were going to do everything that they could to gaslight you to where they could be the one who is getting the attention because they feed on that. Clarify magic symbols. We've got breakup. Using them to negatively influence you since this breakup. Feeling lonely, grieving your loss, and processing this heartbreak. Writing symbols on your name and your business, trying to affect you, make you hurt and stay stuck in that stagnant energy. Clarify this kitchen witch. Admirer was on the bottom. Get away from the twin flame. 14:04 on the clock. They have a hidden interest in you. They're a secret lover because they're obsessed. And if they're doing love spells, this shit's coming right back on them and it's making them more obsessed with you. They're infatuated. Revealing the intentions. This person is like your biggest fan. And they can't stand it because you don't... because you're avoiding them like the plague. They're scared to face the truth. They're living in denial. And they're running away from their pain. And you could be under surveillance here. We've got this avoidance. You could be very aware, of your surroundings. Making sure that while you're out and about, that this person's not lurking in your energy. Yeah, this person's yearning for you, and you just want them to get away from you. Like, you don't want anything to do with them. You're just focusing on your future, taking steps towards your goals. Could be journaling, doing things to process your emotions, okay, which is very good. What do we need from here? Oh, yeah. Very abusive. This person could have tried to circle back around just for hookups and stuff because they were just wanting hot sex, because this person's a lust demon here. I know you don't deserve to be treated like this, but I'm acting out a pattern of abuse that's really deeply rooted in me. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. And this person, like, you walked away. You broke the cycle, said goodbye. You moved on to better things. You're not hooking up with this fucking incubus or succubus energy here. This person was, like, completely opposite of you. Sounds like a narcissist empath paradigm here, because this narcissistic personality came out. Gaslighting you, affecting your psyche, affecting your intuition. They wanted you to see the wrong things because that would help cover up their deception and their behavior. They wanted you blind to the truth. They were a pathological fucking liar. They were out doing risky things, having unprotected sex, unsafe decisions. They were reckless. They're clingy, codependent. They're obsessed. You're done with this shit. And when you walked away, this karma started hitting, and all this witchcraft that they've been doing, it's returning. And it's hitting them like a ton of bricks. You got firm boundaries. You were reading through all these weird-ass mixed signals. I'm going to push your boundaries, and it's up to you if you let me. But you moved on from this person. They could have done something. Once you started enforcing boundaries, that could have been whenever they started possessing items in your home. Could be jewelry. Do things to ward off the evil eye from this hater. It's infatuated. They're obsessed. Sending you mixed signals because they're so toxic. You've got very firm boundaries. This person may be very bad about holding grudges. If you're healed, you're not going to hold those grudges. I don't mean to confuse you, but I don't know what I want right now. This person could have said that to kind of like breadcrumb, and then they could have been like, oh, I really want to be with you. Let's move in together. I want to be with you. And then they would put up boundaries. They would shut down. They were emotionally, mentally, verbally, sexually, in all of the ways, manipulative. They were so toxic. And all they wanted was sex, with this hot sex and fertility spells, because they were siphoning from you, because they knew that you were healing. They knew that you were ascending. And this was definitely a soulmate energy here. Acting like, oh, I crave you. I'm so devoted to you. I only want you. And then they would ghost you, walk away, observe you. This person wanted you to chase them. They were clinging. They wanted you to be obsessed with them. And they could have been doing obsession spells here to try and get you to come towards them, so that this lust demon wanted your energy and was using this person to do it. If our relationship is going to have such a negative impact on your mental health, maybe you're better off without me. And then, like, a bomb went off here, and this is where the hot sex is. Harvesting. Yeah, this person's a loser. I forgot my wallet. This narcissist. Projecting an image. Yeah. They were just pretending. Narcissists mimic whatever's around them. It's easier to pretend everything's okay rather than confront the truth with this breakup here. They could have been acted like they were completely unaffected by your breakup, like they didn't care. This person's definitely feeling it. They could have been laughing at you. Nobody makes me laugh the way that you do. Could be pretending, laughing like everything's fine. They could have been avoiding you if you would see them somewhere. We've got message me. You're so dreamy. Message me. So they could have been talking with people to make you jealous, trying to put you in a state of competition. Don't be afraid to reach out, having you under surveillance. Running from the pain. No, you're not dreaming. Yes, I'm real. I get jealous because I'm struggling with my own insecurities. This person's very insecure. And this person's like Cupid's arrow here. They're a secret admirer. They're love struck, and they're stupid because they've done the most. It's like they're not going to be able to heal this shit. This is just, you don't want to fuck a demon. I mean, come on. Who the hell does? Okay. Let's draw from here. This person's heart is cold as ice. It's hard as a rock. It's like a freaking piece of coal. Real regrets. And this breakup here. They're really regretting what they've done. Because now this karma is hitting and their whole world is collapsing. This person's going to have a serious downfall for what they've done. They were cold as ice. They're really regretting doing this witchcraft because they're observing what's going on. And they were so devoted to doing all of this. This person's very two-faced and they have commitment issues. They're non-committal. Acting like they would be clinging to you to get you to comply, is what I heard. To get you to be with them, spend time with them. This risky behavior that they were operating in. You could have been in a relationship to where they kept promising that something was going to get to a higher level of commitment in the future, and it just never did. You know, it was like just stringing you along with breadcrumbs, refocusing and gaining clarity, and it was a waiting game. You know, you're like, what the fuck is going on? You know, and hoovering and love bombing, making you think that there was a commitment. They're definitely stalking and lurking. Okay, I mean, it has come out multiple times for sure. And this person was like, well, we can't do it now. It was like something was always needing it, like they're always putting it off. Well, if we do this, then we can do this. Kind of bullshit. Escaping reality. Yeah, they've got hidden desires. And you had your doubts about this person. They have a poor self-esteem and they're insecure. And they're projecting an image onto you, this narcissist, messing with your psyche. This person is a loser. That's literally the rope. Causing chaos and confusion in your life. Keeping you to where you couldn't figure out what was going on. This was someone that you had a soul contract with here. And they were running away, avoiding you, operating with reckless behavior. Escaping reality. They could be getting all fucked up doing witchcraft to see how it works. This person's gotten themselves into a mess. And now they don't know how to fix it, is what I'm being told. Because all this energy has to go somewhere. Energy can't be destroyed. It can only be transmuted, redirected, repurposed. It's going right back on them. It's the energy that they created themselves. They don't want it. It's not the collective's problem. Fear of love. And it came out in reverse. Yeah. Misery. You were miserable with this person, and this person, yeah, they were a fucking train wreck. You were miserable with this person. Third party energies going on. They were cheating. Do your cord cutting and detach from this energy. Emotionally void and closed off. They were just ice cold. Their heart, they were a master manipulator. They were cold as ice. And you've been focusing on healing yourself and doing your shadow work. And this person's miserable. They're doing everything that they can to avoid doing that. They don't want to fucking heal. They like this toxic ass behavior because this entity that's attached to them is wreaking havoc everywhere it goes. And it's getting all this energy by being in this reckless behavior because they're greedy and selfish. And now, with all this shit that they've done, they're stuck and all tied up. And I'm just seeing this also as like knot magic. Doing knots to bind you. You could perform a binding ritual on this person to where they binding their energy. They're all turned up, partying their asses off. Something could happen. Someone could end up in an ambulance. Some kind of distressful situation could occur with sex, drugs, and alcohol. They're party animals. They indulge in their surface pleasures. They're shallow. Assistance is needed. This abusive person here. Something's happened, and now they're shook. A sudden change came in. It was an unexpected event, and something could happen while this person's partying, and could end up in some kind of an emergency here. Fuego. It's an intense passion. Things are heating up in chemistry, and it came out sideways. So they've got that lands right with this mixed signals here. Like, they would be so passionate one minute and then mean as hell and cold as ice the next minute, and it would be after sex. Yeah, you're irreplaceable. You're an important person, and you were playing an essential role in this narcissist's life because they were draining and siphoning your energy. And you were the scapegoat. And you're like, yep, nope, not today, bitches. Keep fucking walking. You get to fuck off. Hell no, we don't want you. Left on red. You're not saying you're not in the mood. You don't want this person. Yeah, you're high vibing. This person's low vibing. You're avoiding this person at all costs. You don't want anything to do with them. And they don't like this rejection. They can't handle this rejection. This person's single and ready to mingle. It's cuffing season. They're on the hunt. They're out prowling around. Could like to use handcuffs in bed. There's some kind of evidence. They're going to get exposed, and laughter is right above this. You're going to laugh when you find out something here. They're going to be guilty as charged. Getting evidence of secrets, getting evidence that you're going to laugh whenever this karma comes back around. Cause and effect. They're going to have to deal with the consequences of their actions. And with debts, they could end up penny pinching, struggling financially. Could have been with the loser here, and I forgot my wallet, trying to project an image, acting like they're high vibing when they're not, affecting your psyche, acting like they're the ones that's a good person in the high vibes when they're not. You are. This narcissist is in very low vibrational energy. They're immature, and they're just all about their booty calls. They're petty as fuck. Always creating drama. Escalating everything to a level of where there's no reason whatsoever for it to get there. Sexual invitation. They want you at their beck and call. And it's just all about the sex. Something could end up going viral. Somebody could be put on blast online. It's going around quickly. You could do something to where if you're online in some way, you could end up going viral, gaining popularity, some kind of an instant fame. This person's petty. Okay. I don't know what this SOS here. And it's hookup is, and this incubus or succubus is leaving a hookup, and then we have an SOS. It's distressful energy and they need assistance. Something could happen when they're partying, could have gone to hook up with someone. We've got the Three of Pentacles. Could be someone that they work with even. Someone could meet someone after work for drinks or something and go out. And it's an unexpected event, and then everything fucking happens. They could meet someone. There's all this chemistry here with this fuego. And ooh, the Ace of Pentacles just came out in reverse. There could be like a huge loss of money here, and they're going to be shook over this. And someone could end up losing their job. We've got the Page of Wands, messages, intense passion, things are heating up in messages. It's a connection. Spying and stalking with the Page of Swords, someone could even be looking and reading someone's messages, trying to affect their money, trying to affect what they do for work, trying to create disasters in someone's life because this person's an asshole. I got the Five of Swords. They're a fool because they're completely defeated. And now it's real regrets. They're escaping their reality. They're drowning in substances. You don't want anything to do with this person. You're over it. It could have left you in a financial mess. You're very intelligent. Some kind of good news could be coming in. You could move. You could end up moving away to where it's harder for this person to spy and stalk you, and then it's going to leave them shook because then they don't know what's going on. If it's not for everyone, but for those of you who do have, a new divine feminine, divine masculine in your energy, they're going to be absolutely in meltdown over that. This person uses sex to get what they want, to get their way. And it didn't work on you. The way he's holding his head here, and then this raven, this crow is talking in his ear. The birds are the messengers between the spirit realm. Whatever's going to happen with this SOS, it's going to leave a heavy burden, and there's a lot of money involved. And it may not have enough money to deal with something here that happens. This could be something. Hold on. Every day at noon in my town, I live right beside the fire department, and it goes off. SOS. It's going to be a distress signal. Something serious is getting ready to happen to this person. They're a master manipulator, and something's going to happen when they're with a third party who's just as bad of a train wreck as they are. They're equally insecure. They have very low self-esteem. They're very worried about how people see them, so they're always projecting a specific image. They want to be in the spotlight. They want attention. They act like they're this amazing high-vibing person, and they're just on the hunt. With the Three of Cups, there's definitely third-party energy here. Out celebrating, partying, having fun. Could be in the bar scene, Something could happen when someone's leaving the bar. They could get in a wreck. They could get a DUI. I got the Hanged Man with the Seven of Cups. Having to get a whole new perspective on all these illusions here. Confused on what choice or decision to make. Someone could even be like hallucinating. They're so fucked up. Hanged Man. They're sacrificing themselves. There's evidence. They're going to be exposed. They're going to be found guilty. And then they're going to have to really budget their money because they have some kind of third-party love offer that they got hooked up with here. They're petty and they're jealous. Okay. That doesn't belong here. We've got an official person. Sexual protection with an official person. Someone could even get something. I'm just seeing a situation where someone could get something put in their drink and with hallucinations. And then an official person, someone could get really fucked up here and could end up getting arrested. Someone needs to protect themselves sexually and not be out promiscuous with third parties. They're going to get caught with something. They could get caught cheating. They're going to be shook whenever something happens here. They could have hooked up with somebody and had unprotected sex and ended up finding out that they've contracted something with a sexual disease here. Being reckless, getting all fucked up. Yeah, they're destroyed. They're shattered. They're broken. They're all fucked up. There's evidence of this. This person is not to be trusted. They're very deceitful. They betrayed you. It was a painful betrayal here. Someone's going to be setting the record straight about something. It's game over. Karma's here. This person's your copycat. They're obsessed. They could have been expecting a new beginning with you. They were expecting this spell work to work. Yeah, they were investigating, seeing if this spell work, observing you, seeing if it's working. It's not. They're miserable. They don't know how to make it work. And the situation's about to explode and pop off in flames, and you're just going to watch this shit go down, and you're going to enjoy the gossip because it's going to be absolute total drama whenever this unfolds here. They've just been putting on a show. They're full of jealousy and envy. They're projecting a specific image. Okay? You know, this person is just manipulative. They lie. They're controlling. Someone could end up dealing with some depression here. Okay? They're just toxic. It's constant arguments and drama. You're incompatible. Opposites attract. You're incompatible with this person. Yeah, they're out in the bar scene. They're going to end up in a court situation. Somebody could be getting a DUI here. That's going to, or something's going to happen. It's going to destroy their life. Out drinking. Let's talk. Let's get together. And you're just so tired of the drama. You're tired of the drama. And then they'll come in love bombing. Oh, it's going to be a fairy tale. It's so good. It's going to be so good. We get along so great. We're perfect for each other. That's what I'm hearing. Recording tantric sex. Wow. So there literally could have been recording having sex. This person's promiscuous with an illegal camera here with a surveillance juju secretly recording you, and your guides came in to protect you from this person sexually. It's why they could have walked out and abandoned you. And your guides were like, nope, you're not going back. They burned that bridge. They could have even had you in a third-party situation after someone kicked them to the curb. Okay. And they could have been keeping you a secret. And they burnt that bridge with you. Okay. Yeah. And they're hopeless now. Somebody's definitely depressed. They could even be thinking of self-harm. And all they do is run away from everything. They won't face anything. They escape reality. They run constantly. They run away and they avoid. Someone with the Ace of Pentacles reverse, they know they fucked up. They could end up going into bank failure here, having a huge financial loss because of whoever this bugaboo is that they're fucking around with for these thrills. With their intimacy. That's all they want. It's a continuous cycle. It's bad decisions and addictions. And they're having to face the consequences. These mixed signals, it's come out twice. They're just nothing but a player. You've moved on. They're suffering in silence. They don't want people to know how bad this is. Yeah, because their whole life's falling apart because it's what they've done to themselves. They try and blame everyone else. They could have even gotten a room with someone. Okay. This person could be self-inflicting with this miserable pain that they've got going on here. They just want to be left alone. They can't handle this rejection. They could have been spreading rumors and gossiping and slandering you. You have emotional intelligence, okay? You overcame the worry and the fear that this person put you in. The soulmate energy here. You thought that there were awesome possibilities here and they were just stringing you along. You're like, you better check yourself, motherfucker. I'm cutting ties with you. You better stay the hell away from me. You stood up for yourself. And then they would come in. They're all in their feels. Love bombing with a fake apology so that they could hoover back around so that this incubus or succubus could get fucked. This person was living a double life. They stabbed you in the back. Had fake friends. They could have saying that they were going out with their friends and they were going out hooking up with third-party situations here. Okay. God, they're toxic. They're so fucking toxic. With this red lipstick stains. They were cheating, saying that they were with their friends and they weren't. And then they would give you a very insincere apology, okay, to try and make you think that they cared, but they didn't. Their actions were just rash and just like all of a sudden. And then boom, out of nowhere, they would escalate something to where was it? Making it bigger than what it is with these past grudges. They were always bringing up old shit. They can't forgive the past. They hadn't healed from their past relationships. They couldn't let go of it. Always throwing that in your face, holding that against you when you had nothing to do with it. Everything was someone else's fault other than their own, and they are the root of the problem. It all starts with them. This is a psychopath, and they're fucking paranoid, okay? Be cautious of this person. You're very guarded towards this person. They're so insecure, they're conniving, and they're unpredictable, okay? They're crazy as hell. Fulfilling a fantasy with a sex shop here. They could have, like, I'm saying, like, OnlyFans, porn, something, like, to where, the secret recording. They could have even burned some evidence of they could have had some kind of toys or something, fulfilling a fantasy that they burned to get rid of in their house. Could have had a fire at their house with this clingy old ex here that's third-party karmic. They're really bitter. They're pissed off. They're worried. They're stressed out. Because now they're trapped. They're really angry. They're trapped. This person rages out all the time. They would start fights. They would rage out, and they would, the smallest, most insignificant shit ever 44 on the clock, would be brought up, and it would escalate to like a full-blown fight, like argument. Okay, this person would explosive rage. You don't want to hear it, and they're not going to want to hear it because the police are going to be coming to take someone in. They could end up even getting crazy drunk in a bar and going off, and someone could even get arrested from a bar. Is what I'm hearing. They could, or leaving one, or out drinking at a party, or just even if they're not a party. This person's a party animal. They drink all the time. They don't have to be at a bar or at a party. They drink at home too. That's what Spirit's saying. They're always drunk. All they care about is getting drunk. And I'm telling you, it will catch up with you. It will definitely catch up with you. And if they won't do what they need to calm it down, and they don't want to hear it, they're so pissed. Like, they're so mad because they're going to be completely trapped. They are stuck. They have no options, and they've done it to themselves. They think that they can just get away with whatever the hell they want to do, and there's no consequences for their actions because it goes on for so long. Eventually, it's going to balance out, and their whole world is crumbling. It's falling apart. It's destroyed. It's game over. Like, Spirit's had enough of this person. Something's getting ready to shift in this person's energy that's been fucking with you, that was abusive towards you. Their whole world is getting ready to get rocked. And someone's messages could be very significant, because I was drawn back to the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords. Someone could have been trying to, like, get real creative in their messages on how to manipulate. Someone could find sexual messages of getting someone to hook up with them. Could find them in their phone. Could say that they've got to work late, but they're not making any more money with the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles reversed. They're like saying that they're working late, but they're not. They're out doing something else. And they're struggling financially, but they're out hooking up. They're full of shame. Blaming you. They're shocked. You could be getting ready to get shocked about something. This person's going to be shocked whenever this karma hits and takes their ass down. Feeling like it's not your fault. Instead, accusing or assigning culpability to something or someone else. Are you frequently finding fault or assigning responsibility to others for negative outcomes or situations? Do you find yourself often criticizing or condemning others for their actions, choices, or behavior? Are you feeling a strong need to attribute blame rather than seeking solutions or understanding? So this person was always projecting everything else on to you and other people. Okay? You feel self-conscious because you feel bad about yourself. This person wanted you to feel guilt and shame. This person disgusts you. Like, you're disgusted with this energy. Do you find yourself feeling unworthy or flawed, regardless of positive feedback? Because this is 48 on the clock. This person this kind of energy will break you down so bad. They will gaslight you so bad. You lose yourself in the process. You don't even know who you are anymore. You have to, like, undo and rewire the brain after narcissistic abuse because of how subtle it is. And then it's like, before you know it, it's completely infiltrated and it takes over everything. And it's like growing all around like ivy, and it just wraps you into it, and it's hard as hell to get out. That was the vision I just had. Do you find yourself feeling unworthy or flawed? Because that's how they wanted you to feel. They didn't want you to feel like anyone else would want you, or like you weren't good enough, always tearing you down to belittle, emasculate, whatever, of however they were sending these mixed signals. They were just pretending. All they cared about was being on the hunt and looking for the next best thing. It was constant comparison. Have you recently experienced a situation or event that has left you feeling deeply embarrassed or exposed? And with all the gossip and the slander and the rumors, that they could be saying all kinds of crazy shit about you around town, to your group of friends, to coworkers. You know, someone could have literally lost their job with the Three of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles reverse. Are there specific triggers or reminders that consistently evoke feelings of inadequacy or humiliation? This person was always just tearing you down, and you were just shocked at how bad this person really was when the true colors, and you were ripping that mask off. An empath is going to take down a narcissist. It's a matter of time. They're full of fear. A feeling that comes over you suddenly when you are both confused and surprised. They're shook. They can't handle your boundaries. You could have moved. You could have, done whatever you had to do, because boundaries has come out twice. They wanted you to chase. You didn't do that. You didn't want anything to do with them. You're like, nope, it's done. You don't exist to me anymore. They're dead to you at this point. Are you feeling surprised or stunned by something unexpected that just happened? So, and shook right here with this SOS and an ambulance and the Ace of Pentacles reverse with this party animal. Messaging someone, I did something really stupid. Now I regret what I've done. I'm really burdened. I need help. I was out partying with my friends and I was confused. I was just having fun. This person likes me. We were laughing. We were having a good time. We were eating something, And then now this has happened. I wasn't doing anything wrong. I was just trying to have a good time. Trying to justify what they're doing. Do you feel like you can't believe what you just heard or saw? Are you having trouble processing what's happening or understanding what it means? And then just being shocked at how this person treated you, shocked at their behavior. This person was very explosive, and you are definitely suspicious of this person. This person's paranoid. Feeling on the verge of exploding with energy. Are you experiencing a sudden and intense burst of energy or excitement? My lights just flickered. Do you feel an overwhelming urge to take immediate action or pursue a particular goal? Is there a sense of heightened motivation and determination driving you forward? And it's with this spell work over here. And they're mad because it's not working. Now they're miserable. They're fucked up. They've traumatized themselves because it's coming back on them. You're suspicious of this person. They wanted you to fear them, and you may have, because of how bad the abuse was, especially if they were violent. Feeling not able to trust a person or believe they are guilty of wrongdoing, but you don't have proof. But you know that they're doing something. You could have finally caught this person cheating on you. You found evidence, and it could have been in their messages. And with secretly finding ways to sneak out and hook up with this person. Could have said, well, I've got to work this weekend, or I've got to work late today, or, and then avoiding you whenever you got home, 53 on the clock, avoiding you whenever you get home, didn't want to, like the eye contact stopped, couldn't look you in the eyes. Do you feel like someone might be hiding something from you? Are you questioning the truthfulness of what someone is telling you? Are you keeping a close watch on someone or something, even though you don't have a good reason to do so? And it's because of how they were trying to affect your psyche so that you would see the wrong things, because they were trying to project this specific appearance in front of you, like they were high-vibing. They kept you in the 10 of Wands. They kept you very burdened. This person was a loser. And anytime that you would try and question anything, they would explode. They would go off. you're just completely repulsed by this person. That you're disgusted with this person because of the entities that are attached to them. Feeling a sense of loathing or repulsion because of someone or something. Do you experience an intense feeling of disgust or repulsion when you think about or encounter a particular person, object, or idea? Do you find yourself replaying an embarrassing event or situation in your mind repeatedly? Have you noticed a change in your mood when confronted with the object of your revulsion? Yeah, and like your energy will just immediately shift. It's like, ugh, God. I don't even want to talk about it, you know? Yeah. Needing to address existential despair. Someone could be getting ready to sit in a jail cell here with the cops. Deep feelings of hopelessness and questioning the purpose or meaning of life. Needing to correct self-sabotage patterns. Repeated behaviors that hinder personal growth and success. This person's stuck in the karmic cycle and the karmic loop because they're having fun doing it. They like it there. And then they're mad because their life's falling apart, but it's because they won't learn the lesson. Well, when this police car rolls up, they might be getting ready to learn a really bad lesson, and they could have, with anger management, they could have court-ordered anger management classes that they have to take because they've got a bad temper. There could be DV involved. We've got needing to heal the mother wound. Emotional pain and challenges arising from the relationship with one's mother or a mother figure. Okay. Wound from the family of origin, childhood traumas, neglect, or dysfunctional family dynamics that impact one's psychological well-being. This person's very unhealed. Their inner child is triggered, and their inner child, shadow work's popping up off the back. You're working on your shadow work. This person doesn't want to work on their shadow work, okay? And they need to focus on it. Uncovering and integrating repressed or denied aspects of the self. She has a band-aid across her nose that said, "I'm not my skin." And then the chin says, "Be real, be you." Can't see what the other ones say. So this person is just projecting an image. It's not even them because of this entity. Yeah, they need to unpack a spiritual crisis here. And they need to address body-spirit dissonance. A state of disconnect or disharmony between one's physical body and spiritual essence, leading to feelings of alienation, disconnection, or discomfort within one's own skin. I am not my skin. Yeah, like, wow, because this entity has completely possessed their being here. An intense and transformative spiritual experience that may, that may initially cause distress, but can lead to growth and understanding. Yeah, when you unpack all this shit, you can start healing from it. God, okay, a serious confirmation. Someone's having a spiritual crisis that they're going to have no choice but to face themselves. The spirit, like the universal balance, the universal law of cause and effect is here with this karma. They are going to have no choice but to refocus and gain their clarity. They're going to be forced into a dark night of the soul because of this reckless behavior. They're codependent. They don't like to be alone. Can't be alone. They're codependent, and they're very unhealthy attachments. Unhealthy reliance on others for a sense of self-worth and identity. And there's like a belt wrapped around their arms there. We've got money wounds that need to be addressed. Any habit or action you have around money that hurts you. Wasting money on toxicities, partying, blowing money, overspending, not being financially responsible. And they're going to need to heal a humiliation wound. Persistent shame, and shame came out. Avoidance came out. Avoidance of social interactions and chronic self-doubt, leading to low self-esteem and difficulty forming trusting relationships. Okay. Yeah, they always play the victim, needing to address a victimhood mindset, identifying strongly with being a victim of circumstances or others, which can prevent empowerment and spiritual growth. This person doesn't want to grow. You know, they want to project all their shit onto someone else and make them do that work for them, and that's not how it works. You have to do your own work. We are all responsible for our own soul growth. You can have people help and guide you, but when it comes to you doing the work, you have to do that. You got to learn what to do. You got to study. And a lot of people don't want to. They don't give a fuck. They're content with how they are. They're content with how much pain they cause other people in their lives. The wheel of fate and fortune. Karma is here. There's a change coming. Has to do with your destiny here. Yeah, this betrayal was very painful. Someone's having a serious ego death. They're going into the dark night of the soul. It's hard to go into the dark night of the soul and have that ego death. It's not easy. Overcoming this trauma and this pain, having swords stabbed through all of the chakras, so hurting them all, affecting you being in balance and alignment. Well, you've had a quantum jump when you ascended and you got this person out of your energy so that you could heal, because you went in, you were healing yourself, doing your shadow work. You're setting the record straight. It's game over with this bitch. You fucking done with this shit. You're not doing it anymore. And all of these chakras, all of them, they've got a sword through them, even in the hand. And then the crown is like, on the ground here. Okay, but this is fated for this to occur like this. You had a quantum jump. Tap into alternate version of yourself, connecting with the higher self, being grounded so that as above so below, uncovering secrets, information, truth, wisdom, invading your privacy, intruding and spying. Could even watch someone through a keyhole like this. I have a door in my house. I can see in my bathroom door. It has a keyhole like this. I can see straight through the bathroom door. People could have made a hole to where they could spy. The portal with a mirror here. Opportunities, a transition, life changes, gaining insight, operating between realms, going on to a new path as you explore and you go forward with a beautiful new spiritual connection with your higher self here. Yeah, we have a destructive nature, the towers here. Gonna have to see these consequences unfold. They have an unsteady foundation. And whatever's getting ready to happen, it's going to be like a disaster in this person's life. And that's what they've been creating all over the place. Wreaking havoc, the devil, obsessions become illusions. They're so obsessed that it's like with the Seven of Cups over here. Wow. Being bound and chained to this toxic energy. Let's see how the cops could be involved here. Someone could be out wandering around, roaming. Could be going on an adventure. Someone's definitely in the shadow aspect of the being. With this incubus and succubus here, could be using marine spirits with this witchcraft. And with the ship, and an invisible person could definitely be using marine spirits, incubus, succubus, Nephilim. There's a feud. This is a rival. There's definitely past grudges. Like, this person has a serious grudge, okay? Because they can't handle you rejecting them. They think that they're the best thing since sliced fucking bread. So now they're hostile because this person is an energy vampire. They're freaking bloodlusting. They're cursed. They're cursed. This person is going to go to jail. They could end up in prison. They could contact an elder in the family for help, like a parental figure, possibly even. This person betrayed you. They're very disloyal and deceitful. They're like an invader in your space and in your energy. This person could have been out telling all kinds of stories, trying to replace you, making you the scapegoat for all of the crap. Whenever they would intrude into your energy, they were the aggressor, trying to conquer you, trying to impersonate your energy, projecting an image that they are high vibing. Literally is how it's clarified. This person is a loser. They're a fool. They're impulsive. They're arrogant as shit. They're ignorant. Game over. This person could have a gambling problem. Something could be happening while this person's out roaming around, driving around with their addictions. Someone could, like a casino, gambling, cards, slot machines, scratch-offs. There's debt. They could get a lot of money and then they could lose a lot of money just as fast, with the Ace of Pentacles being in reverse. This person's very cunning. They're a careerist. They're aspiring to create grand schemes that they can get away with. They've got all these crazy fucking visions. They, like the dreamer of grand schemes on how to be a tyrant and oppress people in their fucking life. Wow, Spirit, so that they can manipulate and have you as the little puppet on their strings. They want you to be obedient to them. Okay? They want you obedient. With Gravedigger, they could be using graveyard dirt, doing death spells. Someone could live near the lake. Someone could be out near the lake. Someone could work in a factory. Okay. Industrial production, a manufacturing process, and an assembly line. Something in a factory. We've got the devil. They're very cunning and deceptive. They're all about the temptation with this incubus, succubus, evil entity here. Okay. This person is a cultist. And they're losing their mind because they've gone to the extremes. The community could be finding out that someone had to go to the doctor. Okay. Some kind of a diagnosis. Could be because of this right here, because they're out having risky, unprotected sex. A train wreck here because they didn't use sexual protection. Now they're miserable. They got caught cheating. Yeah, that they were just out pursuing their goals, having these crazy, fucked up visions that they wanted to be doing, reading on how to send entities to affect you. Someone's definitely involved with a casino and gambling, okay? Card tables, betting on something. And they're doing magic, trying to affect you in every way. Wow, keyboard gangster bots. So they're watching, stalking, spying online. Could be hacking, could have committed fraud, could be doing things to affect you of what you're doing online. They left you hanging, just walked out, ghosted, could have done it multiple times. And your ancestors are protecting you from this person so that they couldn't come back anymore. They're not ever going to get to return. Feeling all alone because someone didn't answer the call. Navigating through tough times when it feels like no one's there for you. Okay? But your ancestors were here helping you anchor in stability and security in your life as they were protecting you while you were healing. They were shielding you. They were your guardians. You're a warrior in your spirit. You're helping your ancestral lineage. It's easy to get lost on this journey. This person's lost right now in this karmic energy. Your ancestors are focusing on your stability and your safety, keeping you grounded, helping you resolve problems, operate with a state of hope, cut these energetic cords, release any detachments, gaining clarity. Make sure that you're maintaining these firm boundaries. Boundaries, this is the third time that boundaries has come out in the energy. You've got that, your cutoff game is strong, collective, and this person did not expect that. They are used to getting what they want, and they use sex to do it. Sex is like their currency. And with the Ace of Pentacles, they may not have anything to offer, so they could be homosexual, bouncing around, trying to find the best offer of, where they're going to be able to move into and establish themselves. And then they'll be one way in order to get their way in, and then they'll hook you, and then the abuse will come out, get real abusive, and then they'll use the love bombing to hoover back in so that way they can hook up with you again, siphon more of your energy. And the more that they do this, the more depleted that you become over and over and over again. They did not want you to feel empowered. They didn't want you to detach. You could have had a standoff with this motherfucker, bad-mouthing you, talking shit, gossiping, spreading rumors. Everything that comes out of their mouth is just foul and nasty. They're all talk, no action. This person could have been homosexual, bouncing around from house to house. Whenever they went through a breakup, they could have needed somewhere to stay, so they were just running around all over the place, acting like they were going to be with their friends, and they were pretending and out with someone else, hooking up, having sex. And they know how compassionate you are and how loving you are. And empaths want to help heal and fix things. Okay. And you've got a strong tongue, possessing a powerful gift of prophecy. This individual can speak events into existence over others' lives. With words that manifest destiny, they must wield their ability with care and wisdom, mindful of the impact of their speech. So when you speak, you manifest even with your words. This person, what they manifest is all this yucky shit coming out of their mouth. You could have gotten a message coming in here, a new message. This person could reach out. Clown shit. Not my monkey, not my circus. But I know the clowns. So you know. Karma's here. Everything you've done to me, already done to you. Relax, they're already getting their karma. They know how loyal you are and how amazing you are, that they could trust you. You're protective. You're affectionate. You're devoted. You're supportive. And they wanted that. And it's all because they're money hungry, just trying to get what they can from everyone else. Oh, this loser, I forgot my wallet. I'm sorry. Damn it. Will you get it? Always, manipulating you into doing more and more. Meet the ultimate symbol of greed. A figure that not only hungers for wealth, but drains the energy of those around. An energy vampire, thriving on others' resources and vitality, leaving exhaustion and financial ruin in their path. It's exactly what I've been saying. They're obsessed. They're trying to remain hidden. They don't want you to know. They want the spell work to be undetected, the spying and stalking to be undetected. They're sneaky as shit. They've got covert operations that they're planning out in their mind. And I mean, you're just closed for spiritual maintenance. You're under construction right now. You're just healing. And this person, in their twisted mind, it's an unfinished love story. They think that, you just need to come back to them because they want you to. Divine masculine, divine feminine, okay? But, because you're a sucker for love. And they know that because you're a sweetheart and you're a love bug. There could have been a hidden pregnancy even. Keeping something private, keeping it concealed. Something's going to be revealed. Something was undisclosed about a pregnancy, possibly. For some of you, that's not for everyone. But you're unapologetically real. This person burned bridges with you. It's the second time that's come out. If you don't like truth, get to step in. You're very honest. You're transparent. You're sincere and trustworthy. You're genuine. You're fearless. You have integrity. You're bold. You're authentic and loyal. You're open. You're just frank and brutally honest. This dark cult is experiencing a lot of roadblocks now because this karma is coming back. So all of this shit that they were putting in towards all this work, chanting, making a covenant with devil worship and rituals. These entities are going to be bound to the abyss. May every evil eye go blind. Something's definitely going on. Somebody likes to gamble. And they could make a whole lot of money sometimes. Some's involved with the casino, very possibly slot machines. It's come out in 3 or 4 different times. But a narcissist is also very risky, reckless behavior. They go where the most money is, where it's going to be the easiest to where they can drain someone else from their resources. A copycat. They can't copy your spirit though because they're heartless. There's no freaking heart or soul in there. They're dead inside. This person could literally pass away. In the depths of rage, a man stands, his chest open to a void, revealing the emptiness within. This card symbolizes the powerful emotions that can consume us when we feel hollow inside. It's a reminder that even in our darkest moments, acknowledging our inner void is the first step towards healing and filling our lives with light. Yep. And you're such a big, bold light. They just wanted yours. They're gaslighting, all right. Sneaky fucking snake. Guess I'll see you next lifetime, bitch, because you sure as hell didn't get it right this time. With all these hidden secrets. All that was hidden will be revealed. It's gonna come out. The return back to sender. Until you do right by me, everything you think about is going to crumble. Mistreating others curses oneself. Heal through kindness and respect. Psalms 101 can be significant. So this return to sender. God, my nose. It feels like my spirit guides. I've got a feather just up my nose tickling it. This person hurt you deeply. There was a lot of sorrow. This was a painful breakup. And just all the manipulation. Trying so hard. Someone's stubborn. Be careful who you confide in. Because this person, anything that you tell them, they're going to use every bit of it against you. To try and make you look bad to other people. So that they could project the image that they're the high vibing one. When they're the aggressor. They're the intruder. They're the violent one. They're the abusive person in this energy, and they are pretending that you are, when that everything that they're projecting onto you, blaming you for, it's because they are doing it. Someone refusing to listen, especially when the truth is tough. It's a nudge to open up and really hear what's being said, even if it bugs you. True growth starts with listening, even when you'd rather not. So be careful who you confide in. You know, you probably started learning that you couldn't, boomerang karma, that you couldn't talk to this person about anything. It probably didn't take long before they started showing how they were going to start talking shit. Yeah. There's serious karma going on. They're malevolent and very deceptive, manipulative. They're ruthless. They're vindictive. They're destructive. They're seductive with their temptation here. Boomerang karma suggests that the energy we send out, and that's good or bad, only returns to us, emphasizing the importance of emitting positive vibes into the universe with boomerang karma. And this person's being divinely stomped out. Spirit's had enough of this fucking maniac. Is getting God's big boot. A maniac ex-lover is obsessively controlling and possessive, unable to let go. They stalk, manipulate, and exert undue influence over their ex, driven by a delusional sense of entitlement to their affection. Yep. This behavior is a toxic mix of insecurity and a refusal to respect boundaries, posing a significant threat to their ex's well-being, with some kind of a psychotic, explosive event from this freaking maniac that always has tricks up their sleeves. Cards could be significant. Someone, they're very cunning. They're crafty. When this person's going to be shook when something happens here. And it could be whenever they end up hooking up with someone that's just as fucking abusive as they are, and they end up in a huge mess here. Okay? Both of them could go to jail. Sweep away bad luck, protection from evil, and cleanse, purify, and self-reflection with your personal growth. Sweeping away the energy. Sweeping your house is a good way to cleanse your space too. This person could cause some kind of a startling, disruptive, turbulent, like, upheaval all of a sudden out of nowhere that escalates into some wild ass explosive event and could blindside someone with this. It's going to be very alarming when this maniac goes off here. They're cold-blooded and ruthless. They're just pure evil. They're a tyrant. They're a predator. They're aggressive as shit. And they're territorial. They think that they own you. Love lockdown, yeah, like, no one else is allowed to have you. If I can't have you, no one can. Because they know that you're not a one in a million, you're a once in a lifetime experience. This toxic person is never going to find anyone like you ever again. They're just drained you. They're volatile. They created harm. They're just so negative. They're constantly negative and bitching about everything. Yeah, sewer maiden popping up here. They're disgusting. This incubus or succubus here. They're filthy. They're rotten and they're foul. And acting like, oh, I'm so in love with you. Are you? Oh, really? No, they're playing games. It's just a game. They're being manipulative. They're very immature. They're selfish. They're self-absorbed. They're petty. They're irresponsible. They're so insecure and unreliable. They're unstable. And they're very strategic on how they move. Yeah, you bump heads with this person. It's constant arguments. So much friction, and like it was intense. A lot of forceful confrontations. They were determined to clash with you, like, because that's how they knew that they could get you to escalate. And if you were escalating, you were giving them attention. It didn't matter how they got it, as long as they got it. Beware of the Charmer's Pact. Made a pact with this entity here. A warning unfolds against a bearer of keys, empowered by dark forces to unlock and consume the essence of the unwary, granted access by shadows. This key holder does not seek connection but depletion, aiming to drain your energy and spirit. Protect your inner sanctuary, discern true intentions, and resist the seductive guise of those who come bearing gifts of darkness. Wow, spirit. Yeah. You block this person from your energy. So now they're jealous and they're envious because they can't control you. You could be in the spotlight. They don't like that. You're radiant. You're admired. And now they are your rival. They're so jealous. Copycat came out twice, trying to mimic your high vibes. They can't. They can act like one way, but they can't maintain it because they do not have your heart. They don't have your spirit. It's 1:27:27 on the clock. This person's fucking crazy. All right. We've got Virgo, Leo, Libra, and double Scorpio. Aries. Aries. There we go. Capricorn. Sagittarius. Gemini. And Aquarius. Do it one more time. Libra. We have triple Aquarius. And Cancer. Okay, can be significant. All right, guys, so you just take this how it resonates. Don't force anything to fit. If it's not resonating with you, that just means it's not your part of the reading, and that's okay. It's for someone else. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for being here and for spending time with me and little sweet Evie. She's in the other room with Kirsten. We love you so much. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, that information is on my bio. How to email me, the pricing, things like that. If you'd like to make a donation to the channel, it's so much appreciated. That information's in the description box. I love you guys so much. Thank you all for your love, your support, your views, your likes, your shares, your subscribes. I love you all so much. Bye, Collective.